Chief, un placer tenerlo con nosotros.
My name is Ifayemi Elebuibon, the Aragba of Osogbo.
Le voy a preguntar, ¿cuál era el plan de Dios al no permitir que millones de personas o habitantes del África fueran tomados como esclavos y llevados a tierras lejanas?
Well, we will have said that nothing is happening without God knows about it. The problem that Africa has by captures to the foreign land, we will have said it is an act of God. And in another way, we will have said it was neglect of some people. Because before anything happened, there's supposed to be prediction, revelation. This thing is going to happen. There's supposed to be something to prevent it. But when you neglect, the problem will come. So that is what is happening to African nation.
¿Se pudo haber detenido esta esclavitud?
Well, we will have said it stopped. We will have said it continued. Because up till now, African people are still suffer from hand of these Western people in another form. Not the way they did it before, but it's now changed into another form.
¿Y qué piensa usted, Chief, acerca de cómo ha trascendido la religión Yoruba fuera del África?
Well, I will have said it's grown very fast, and more attention need to pay to this growing religion in a foreign land, in terms of education, in terms of material ingredients to make it function properly. It's growing all over the world, but we need more education. We need more material to make it function properly. We need to write a lot of books to educate our people in foreign land.
¿Usted piensa que ese crecimiento de la religión Yoruba en Occidente se debe a una pérdida de poder, vamos a llamarlo así, de otras religiones?
Well, we will have said yes. Yes, it is.
Why? ¿Por qué?
Because other religion, they would like to dominate. They are dominant in all their practice. So when this new religion come, the way the Christianity, Catholic go to Africa, they were able to establish family in Africa. So the traditional African worshiping Orisha in diaspora also came, and these people are still militating against it, both in Africa and in foreign land.
Ahora le pregunto, Chief, ¿hubiera podido sobrevivir la religión Yoruba fuera del África si los conquistadores, en vez de haber sido españoles o portugueses, hubieran sido hebreos, por ejemplo, o árabes?
According to the Oduifa, the African traditional religion had predicted that they will be travel far overseas. And the way to bring it to overseas, nobody knows. So when it came from this hand of this Arab and Israel people, that is to make the prediction come to true. So there's nothing happen without knowledge of the Orisha or Ifa say this thing is going to happen. So whatever happened between Arab and all this, what they do, it's already predicted.
Le hacía la pregunta anterior porque, un ejemplo, el panteón católico tiene muchas deidades, al igual que el panteón yoruba. Y eso fue una cuestión que pudo crear un sincretismo a diferencia del catolicismo.
There are some difference. The Yoruba African traditional religion, and there are some similarity. The way Catholic used to take, for example, the Catholic Santos, it used to be called Orisha in Yoruba paintings. Olodumare, the supreme almighty God. So what the Catholic call Santos is what we call Orisha. So there are some similarity and there are some difference.
Ahora le pregunto, ¿es Ifá la Biblia del pueblo Yoruba?
Yes, very correct. It's true. Yoruba Bible is called Odu Ifa. Odu Ifa, it is word of God. The knowledge and wisdom that Olodumare, God Almighty, gave to Orunmila, it's called Odu Ifa. This Odu Ifa, it has 256 chapters with numerous verses. It embraces everything. That is why it's called Ifa. Ifa is Bible. Even though up till now it's not yet completely writing, but effort is being making to have what we call Odu Ifa. There are several books writing inside the Odu Ifa, but we need to work hard to have one Bible. Ifa is Odu Ifa.
Ahora, Chief, le pregunto, ¿está en Ifá la salvación de las personas y las respuestas de todo lo que se necesita?
Yes, Ifa has answer to all human problems. Not only to save the people from the problem, Ifa also teach each individual the way of righteous to have a good character, as not to have punishment by God Olodumare. Ifa teaches us, Ifa heal, it's healing to all human problems.
Jefe, le pregunto, Chief, ¿por qué es importante seguir los mandamientos de Ifá?
For a man to follow Ifa, every individual that Ifa choose to follow him, Ifa want to save the life of the person. Ifa want to help the person to stay on the right path. It's the same thing to a woman. Any woman that Ifa choose to follow him, it is to help the person to be a good person in life.
¿Y qué pasa cuando una persona se sale de esos mandamientos de Ifá?
What happened to if a man follow Ifa and comply with all instruction of Ifa, there's no problem. But each time that a person disobey, misbehave, misconduct, that's what used to cause the problem. But once you are in comply with Ifa, there's no problem.
Ahora le voy a preguntar, Chief, si una mujer es consagrada en Ifá como sacerdotisa o illanifá, pero no puede tener contacto con Odu u Olofin, esto lo dicen algunos signos como Ifá, algunos signos de Ifá como Ogundaka, Ocheyekun, Ofunmeyi, Osarete, entre otros. Entonces, ¿podríamos considerar a una mujer sacerdotisa como una verdadera intérprete de Ifá?
Yes. There's a difference when we're talking about Odu. There's a signature sign of Ifa called Odu. There's a mythical wife of Orunmila, called Odu, Olofin. There's a big pot called Odu. People, they used to confuse this one. any woman that study art and practice of Ifa is allowed to see the signature Odu, but not the Odu Olofin, which is Orisha, which is mythical wife of Orunmila. And she's a good priest, and she's not called Babalawo, she's called Iyanifa, a woman that study art practice of Ifa is called Iyanifa, not Babalawo.
Ahora le pregunto, ¿tiene alguna restricción la mujer que ha sido consagrada como Iyanifa con respecto al Babalawo, al sacerdote?
A woman is called Iyanifa, Baba. A man is called Baba, Babalawo, father of secret, father of mystery. The difference between Iyanifa and Babalawo is only the Odu that separates woman from being seen. All other protocol, the study, the training is the same.
Ahora le pregunto, ¿qué opina usted, Chief, acerca de que en Occidente esta figura de Iyanifa ha sido fuertemente, duramente cuestionada?
Iyanifa, the problem that Iyanifa used to have, a woman, as a woman, they are the wife, they are the mother. Woman has a lot of responsibility at home front. So a lot of them were not able to cope with the study of Ifa like their men counterparts. But if there are some women, after they reach their menopause, they were able to concentrate to perform more just like their men counterpart. But what used to keep some men backward is their responsibility as a mother, as a wife, as a teacher at home. That's the only thing.
Ahora le pregunto, Chief, el tradicionalismo fundamenta la figura de Iyanifa en diferentes signos. Por ejemplo, Eyobbe. Eyobbe dice que Orunmila debía iniciar a su hija en los misterios de Ifa, y ahí es donde entra esta figura de Iyanifa. Sin embargo, la pregunta es, ¿por qué razón en diferentes textos religiosos comúnmente se narran historias donde el sacerdote fue por adivinación, pero nunca se hace mención de Iyanifa fue por adivinación?
Well, maybe what they're trying to tell us is that when we have the role that women play in Yoruba traditional religion, there are some women called Iyalashe. Iyalashe, the woman that used to take care of the food, taking care of the temple, clean the temple, we call them Iyalashe. They are the one training the people, the step of the dance at the temple, the songs, the oriki. They have no knowledge of divination. They don't perform anything for the people. But Iyanifa is a woman that study and practice like men counterparts. There are many roles that women play. There are some women called Akpetebi. A woman that married to Ifa priest is called Akpetebi, wife of Orunmila or wife of Babalawo. So maybe that is what they are trying to tell us in that night.
Pero ¿por qué? La pregunta es, ¿pero por qué la gente que se ha encargado de escribir estos textos, transcribir estos libros religiosos, no citan a Iyanifa en las diferentes historias?
The Iyanifa role, this was explained in one of my books. The book is called Akpetebi, wife of Orunmila. And this had been a controversy issue long time ago. My first time when I traveled to Miami, 1978, that was the first issue that come out. And ever since I wrote the book, Akpetebi, people have started to learn. That put end to the controversy. But the role, Iyanifa, because a woman has many responsibilities, that is why we did not see many of them come forward. But nowadays, a lot of women have been initiated to receive their own Iken Ifa now. Because before, in Cuba, a woman is not allowed even to touch Iken Ifa or to play any important role. But in Africa, all over the world, in the beginning before, the Catholic people keep women by hand. The Muslim does not allow a woman to be in front. What is allow a woman to play important role in Yoruba traditional religion is liberation movement that Oshun make. This is about the film that I did, Ìpìlẹ̀ Ayé, because of Oshun was the first woman to fight for women liberation. Any one of you that have an opportunity to watch this movie will learn all what we're talking about.
Las personas, le pregunto, Chief, las personas que cuestionan fuertemente Iyanifa, ¿por qué razón cree usted que lo hacen?
What I think is that it was lack of education. They do not know, and they need to know. That is why we are trying to explain to them. Their knowledge was limited. If they were able to research, if they were able to travel to Africa, they will not question what I'm saying. Because there was lack of education. They did not know what is going on in Africa. So there was lack of knowledge.
En su libro Apétebi, ¿podemos encontrar parte de esa información o parte de ese sustento de Iyanifa?
Yes. The second edition of Akpetebi is going to be published next year. So you will have a lot of information. Yes.
¿Estará disponible en español o para la gente latina?
It's going to be in English and Spanish.
Ese issue, voy a cambiar de tema. Es un tema muy controvertido esto de Iyanifa. Ya tendremos la oportunidad de invitar al Chief en otras circunstancias y también vamos a invitar aquí gente que pues está no a favor de este tema y es importante que tengamos esos diferentes puntos de vista. Invitaremos también una mujer que haya sido consagrada en Iyanifa para que podamos tener todos los contrastes y al final pues siempre la mejor decisión la tendrán ustedes. Y ahora, Chief, voy a cambiar de pregunta. ¿Es Eshu Satán?
According to Yoruba cosmology, Eshu is not Satan. Eshu is not devil. Eshu, otherwise known as Elegbara, owner of the power. The Eshu that Yoruba people worship is not Satan, it's not devil. The Eshu that give you the money, the Eshu that give blessing of wealthy protection is not devil. But Eshu is like custom officer, law enforcement agency. Eshu work for Olodumare. The decree, law that Olodumare make, it is Eshu that enforce it. So it may be stubborn to some people, those who refuse to follow the way of God. They are going to be punished. That is why they used to call him a stubborn person.
¿Es Eshu, le pregunto, ¿es Eshu una deidad sobornable?
No, it's not corruption. It's not bribe. The ebo, the sacrifice that we did, it is a law that Olodumare had make. If you want money, this is what you have to do. If you want to live long, this is what, all the instrument of the sacrifice, that we send to Eshu. It's like petition, writing a letter, this is what I want. It is Eshu to open the door. It's at crossroad, heaven and earth. It is for him to open the door. Once your petition went straight to Olodumare and they sanction it, the prayer is answered.
Le pregunto porque en muchas historias se habla de cómo Eshu puede cambiar el destino de las personas mediante un sacrificio, mediante alguna ofrenda, aun cuando sepamos que pues no hemos ganado esa bendición.
Eshu used to help, but in terms of destiny, Eshu used to help every individual to achieve their own goal by providing necessary sacrifice. Eshu used to punish those who refuse to comply with the law of God. So the destiny can be amended, but not to be changed. All the prayer that we are making, if it has to correspond the alignment that we make with God, it's possible. There are some prayers, some sacrifice that we did. There are some effort that we make that all is in vain because it is not in accordance with what we choose. So all what we're asking for, it has to be in accordance with our destiny.
¿Y cuántos caminos se conocen de Eshu?
There are many. We used to have Eshu Ebita. We used to have Eshu Lalu. We have Eshu Odara, Eshu Elegbara, Eshu Nyaro, Eshu Nyada, among others.
Cada signo de Ifá tiene un Eshu en específico.
Well, there's each Odu that has Eshu. For example, Oshalogbe used to have Eshu Oshalogbe, Eshu Obarabogbe, Eshu Ogbeyonu, Eshu Irete Alade, and so on.
¿Usted qué santo le fue consagrado, como decimos en Occidente, en la cabeza? What is your...
The Orisha that's in my head?
Ajá.
I have Oshun. If I came through the water to my family, because it was Oshun who gave me to my parents. So Oshun worked with me. We have Ogun in our family. Ogun is a very big Orisha. Also Oya and Ifa. That is what I have.
¿Y dónde vive Eshu?
Eshu live at a crossroad. There are some Eshu that we take inside. There is Eshu that stay outside. There is Eshu that we give the sacrifice to take it to heaven. There is Eshu that we make to protect our house. There is Eshu that we make to send Ifu back to sender. And there is Eshu we make to open the way for wealthy and money.
Ahora le pregunto, ¿y es necesario el sacrificio animal para la adoración de los orishas?
It is necessary if we have to do it according to Odu. Animal sacrifice is not problem, it's not a sin. It is a decree by Olodumare.
Se dice que hay tres tipos, en la cultura yoruba se habla que hay tres tipos de sangre. La sangre roja, que es la que emiten los animales, la sangre verde, que es la que emiten las plantas, y la sangre blanca, que es un caso muy especial como el de Igbin, la babosa. ¿Qué piensa usted de eso?
Animal sacrifice used to replace loss of life. Each time that we sacrifice the animal, we save the life of individual that we make sacrifice for. The snail, the goat, the chicken, and so on.
Y el sacrificio es una forma de poder parar el infortunio? Por ejemplo, si una persona está próxima a morir, ¿el sacrificio podría salvarla de la muerte?
Yes, sacrifice used to save the life. Take, for example, somebody might be at a death point, and they use the animal, the blood of animal, the goat head, replace the blood of human being. The head of animal replace of head of human being. So sacrifice used to save life.
Ahora le pregunto, Chief, ¿cree usted en la reencarnación?
Yes, I do.
¿Cómo se dice en Yoruba?
Ìpadàbọ̀ wá o ìdẹ̀yìnbọ̀.
¿Y qué se necesita? ¿Qué se necesita para que una persona pueda reencarnar? Otras religiones hablan acerca de una buena conducta, hablan de una buena vida. ¿Qué se requiere para reencarnar y cómo podría uno reencarnar?
If a person has to be reincarnated, that person has to have a good character. Because according to Yoruba cosmology, we believe after life that if you are allowed to reincarnate, you are a good person. Some people when they went back to heaven, they are not allowed to come back. Some become animal. They become a sheep or a goat. But if you are allowed to come back as a human being, you are lucky, you are a good person. That is why we used to have a name in Yoruba, Yeyetunde, mother has come again. Babatunde, father has come again.
¿Por qué en algunas partes del África hay mucho temor acerca de mencionar el nombre de Ifayemi Osoronga?
I think I wrote a book about this. The title of the book was Invisible Power of Metaphysical World. In African cosmology, we believe Ifayemi, the witches. We don't call them, it is European that call them witches, witchcraft. When you take a look into the meaning of the witch, the meaning is a wise person. But the modern religion, when they came to Africa, they started to blackmailing all Orisha and including Ifayemi. And Ifayemi is good and bad. Ifayemi is not total bad. If one know how to take care of them by making the appropriate propitiation, antidotes, there's no problem with Ifayemi. If you take a look into origin from the beginning, it is human beings themselves that caused the problem of Ifayemi. When Olodumare sent them to come, the human being and the witches, it was the human being that break the law. That is why Ifayemi are able to attack all human beings today. But notwithstanding, Olodumare and the Orunmila also give us alternative way in order to find our way out. So anyone that have opportunity to read my book, Invisible Power of Metaphysical World, you see a lot of knowledge there.
Se dice que Ifayemi, cuando bajó del cielo a la tierra, lo hizo dentro de Orunmila. ¿Es correcto esto?
They come to world, they met Orunmila. There was agreement between them and Orunmila. So all the work of Orunmila, sometimes it has to be with assistance of Ifayemi. Orunmila is our redeemer who release us from hand of negativities of Ifayemi. So Orunmila has to make agreement with them so that they will not disturb his work.
¿Usted considera a Ifayemi es una deidad, es una energía, es un ente? ¿Qué es Ifayemi?
Ifayemi is not a deity. Iyami is a spirit. Because all other deity you find physically, you find their object, paraphernalia. But the power of Iyami are invisible. Even the women that possess the Iyami, you cannot identify them with physical eyes unless you are open your inner eyes. The power of Iyami are invisible. It's not physical.
Chief, y ahora le pregunto, ¿y hay alguna forma de librarse de la influencia del ataque de Iyami?
To protect you against the Iyami, there are a lot of propitiation, sacrifice that one can make to protect them. There is a lot of preparation, akose, ifa, in terms of black soap, in terms of black powder, in terms of stew that one put in the body. There's an incision you put in the body to protect you against Iyami. And you can also make a piece with intestine of animal, liver, or okete, giant rat, palm oil, different things like that.
IPC, it is called
yes,
IPC.
Yes.
IPC. Ahora le quiero preguntar, Chief, acerca de qué son los niños abiku.
Abiku, children in Yoruba cosmology, is an infant baby that keep die, come back again. Yoruba people used to believe these people used to have friend of heaven. Some of them, they make an oath with their friend of heaven, the time, the day to go back to the heaven. So, when you know Abiku, the way to treat them is to consult Ifa to identify what type of oath that Abiku make. Some of them make an oath that on certain day when they are about to do their wedding, the day of their wedding, they are going to go back. Some of them make agreement with their age. At certain age, they're going to go back. Once you know this, you make the able to break the oath. That is to make them stay in life. There are some Ifa preparation, akose, to put in the body of this Abiku to enable them stay away from their friend of heaven. For their friend of heaven to leave them, to enable them to stay. But the parent who did not know the actual agreement to break, they have problem. The child will come, she go back, she come, until you know the appropriate way to stop them, to make them leave.
Algunas personas consideran, o algunas personas, para parar este fenómeno que se llama abiku, deciden en muchos casos hacerle santo a sus hijos o consagrar en Ifa. ¿Es esto correcto, Chief?
Well, it is true. But it depends on the Odu that appear. So, when you have an Abiku, you consult Ifa. The Ifa will tell you what the appropriate way to do. Some of them has Egbe, which is called Piers of Heaven. Some of them has a special Ifa to make them. The Odu will tell us. It depends on the Odu what that appear. Some of them, they will need to marry Babalawo in order for them to stay long in life. So Ifa is the Orisha that will take care of them. Some of them we have to give in to Shango. Shango is going to... It depends on the message that comes.
Algunas personas, se dice que las personas, antes de bajar del cielo a la tierra, eligen un destino en el cielo. Y a veces ese destino no es el correcto, no es el bueno. ¿De qué forma podemos corregir ese destino, Chief?
Well, it is true. It is true that we all choose our destiny in heaven. And when we came here, we forget. We don't know. But our experience with life, the hardship that we confront, it tells us about our destiny. Whether the destiny good or bad, we all need to work. The work that we need to do is to making ebo, making the sacrifice, taking care of our orisha, taking care of our ori. Our ori is an individual personal orisha, which is responsible for destiny, good or bad. So it is our duty as a human being to know what is our ori want in order to give us our destiny. We have to go to Ifa, consult with Ifa. Ifa will tell us.
Chief, ¿usted eligió desde el cielo ser sacerdote?
Yes. Yes. Before I was born, they had told my parents a male child is going to be born who's going to become Babalawo. So I choose. My mother used to have problem before she gave back to me. And when they consult Ifa told her she must not use herb medicine. My mother has to go to River Oshun, fetch water home, drink water. That water make my mother pregnant me. So I was inside my mother when they do another consultation. They say a male child is going to be born, who's going to become Babalawo. His name is going to be known all over the world. It's already in the record of Ifa. So it's predicted.
¿Es Ochun, yo le pregunto a usted, ¿es Ochun la divinidad encargada de la fertilidad de las mujeres?
Oshun? Yes, it's true. Oshun is this.
¿Y existe algún oriki para propiciar eso, aparte de rituales?
The oriki of Oshun, we have oriki of Oshun, Oladekoju, Osun Ewuji, Abiyama, Eletiti Eko. So in every oriki of Orisha, you know their function, you know what their power, what the kind of power they have.
Like a mantram, como un mantram.
Yes. Yes.
¿Y qué hay acerca de que así como un oriki o un canto, un mantram, puede propiciar cosas positivas, también existen orikis para propiciar cosas negativas, Chief?
To who? To which Orisha?
Cualquiera, anywhere, to any.
No, oriki in Yoruba patterns, not only for Orisha, it's also for an individual. It's for the king, it's for the chief, for everything. But it is oriki that used to arouse, make you gear up. It is oriki that make you do what they ask you to do. Oriki used to serve as a individual arose. Take for example, when you go to war in olden day, our military, they used to take along their praise singer who used to praise them, make them to fight very well. And they used to add more to their oriki when they perform very well in the battle. So the same thing oriki did to Orisha. When you give oriki to Orisha, it makes them listen to our problem. And it used to allow us to receive what we want from them.
Por ejemplo, si alguien está experimentando un problema de salud, ¿qué oriki se podría hacer y a qué deidad se le podría dedicar?
Okay. That is work I'm doing now. I'm doing a work of healing power of the prayer. We need to know the chant, the invocation to each problem. Take, for example, a person who has stomachache, a chant to make stomachache disappear. Headache, utterances to make headache disappear. And we want to travel to eliminate illness on the road. That kind of thing. That is what I'm doing now. It's called Healing Power of the Prayer. It's a prayer. The book is coming about that.
Chief, le voy a preguntar, ¿quién es Dios? ¿Quién es Dios para los yorubas?
God. Olodumare. Olodumare is called God, is Almighty God. And all deity, patrons in Yoruba, they are called Orisha, divinities. They are selected, those that their head make them superior, more than human being. They are called Orisha. And they are the God. Olodumare, the supreme over all of them.
Y le pregunto, ¿y Dios? ¿Dios se equivoca? ¿Olodumare se equivoca?
It is, we will have said, Olodumare create everything, negative, positive, and it make everything works. And we may say, when we are in trouble, the power that trouble has to disturb us, it came from hand of God. The same Olodumare will release us from that of that negative. So it's for both.
¿Qué estaba pensando Dios cuando creó habita que en Occidente se le ha tomado como el diablo o la maldad?
Well, all this evilness, Ishuebita, all the loss, paralysis, all evil, they were not with us before on the earth, in the planet. The life was good and smooth. But the day that all this evilness appear in the world is the Wednesday, the day of evilness. It was the same God, Olodumare, who sent all the goodness, all Orisha, that allowed this evilness to come, to trouble us. He is the same God that teach human being the method to take away all this evilness from our life. That is the purpose of Orunmila in our life. That is why they sent Orunmila to us, to save us from all evilness.
Ahora, Chief, le pregunto, ¿y cómo cree que sería la vida de las personas sin la presencia del mal? ¿Sería aburrida?
Well, if there is no evil, I think people may not know existence of God, the power of Orisha, if there is no evilness, because that is what makes us realize that there is God and there is Orisha. There is one spirit who can save us. We may not believe that anything is in existence if there is no evilness.
¿Quién es el principal enemigo de la fe yoruba?
The main enemy, they are the modern religion. Both Christianity and the Muslim, they are the enemy of Yoruba religion.
¿Por qué razón?
These people, when they came, the missionary people, they came to Africa. They were able to convert a lot of people to their religion. They introduced a school, a different gift to the people, and people think they will salvage them. But a lot of our culture have been destroyed by these missionary people, both Christian and Muslim. They destroy a lot of African culture. They are the main enemy.
Y ahora le pregunto, Chief, ¿y cuál es el principal reto que hoy día enfrentamos, ya sea los yorubas o los practicantes de Yoruba?
The challenges that Yoruba practitioners are facing it came from hand of this modern religion, as I said earlier. Take, for example, there are some festivals, Yoruba traditional festival, Egungun, when the Egungun are danced on the road. There are some Muslim people who we ask them not to dance on the road. They will be fighting. They will be preached against them. These are very challenges in some Yoruba land. Despite we used to have freedom of worship, our constitution allows everybody to worship what he believes. But these are challenges on the radio, on the newspaper, on TV, evangelism. This is what they use against Yoruba African traditional religions.
Y el reto de los yorubas fuera del África, el reto de los yorubas que practican la religión en América, ¿cuál sería?
Well, the challenges might be similar, might be the same. I used to be experienced of animal sacrifice that used to be problem in Miami and some part of United States. There are some group of people who used to against animal sacrifice. Mm-hmm. But this might be a challenge for them in a place like US. But in Nigeria, animal sacrifice is not a problem because it's what we do every day. And all the challenges, it came from these two imported religions.
Ya casi estamos terminando, Chief, y le pregunto, para usted, ¿qué es la muerte?
It's a must for everyone. Death, it's called Iku in Yoruba cosmology. It is not end of life. Some people believe once you die, that's finished. But Yoruba believe that you are changed. It's a change. It's transition. You are transformed. When you die, you transform. Just like a snake. When a snake changes the form, you see the body of snake. Snake is at another place. The same thing happened to our body. That is what we believe. That is what we call Iku.
Y cuando usted, Chief, le pregunto, y cuando usted se convierta en un ancestro, ¿cómo le gustaría ser recordado?
Well, I would have been saying that will be left for the people. I will have been remembered with all my efforts and my artistic experience. I wrote many books. I helped many people to be trained. And I think all my work will speak for me after my departure.
Your legacy?
My legacy.
Ahora le pregunto, ¿y qué lo inspiró, Chief? ¿Qué lo inspiró a escribir? ¿Qué lo inspiró a componer? ¿Y qué lo inspiró a hacer todo este trabajo que hoy día hace de divulgación de la cultura yoruba?
I was privileged to work with late Duro Ladipo, who used to produce Yoruba opera, Obakoso. I was privileged to work with a Professor Ulibaya, a German professor at the University of Ibadan, who came to research to Yoruba religion, art, and culture. I was privileged to work with him to travel around Yoruba land, collecting information, attend Yoruba festivals. I think I was influenced by this work of these two great people. So working with them, it gave me an inspiration to do more works.
¿A quién le gustaría reencontrarse cuando usted ya no está en este plano, Chief?
Do play. When I do the play, when I write the play, sometimes I may not be featured in the play. Sometimes I do take part in the play. It depends. I can take many characters in a play, a king, deity, poor, rich. It depends.
¿A quién admira usted, Chief? La pregunta es, ¿a quién admira usted?
I admire, just like I admire my mentor, Professor Ulibaya, and the late Durola Dipo. I admire, and I like their works, and I admire them.
¿Y qué opinión tiene usted del trabajo de Wole Soyinka?
Wole Soyinka is also among them. Yes, I admire him.
Martin Luther King?
Martin Luther King to me is a messenger. So like a messenger of God to African nation, to African race. I admire his vision. I like people who prophesy this thing is going to happen, and it happened. I admire that kind of people. When Martin Luther King said, I had a dream, and that dream come true. So I admire him.
Juan de Abímbola tuvo la oportunidad de estar en Asís, Roma, en un congreso de religiones. ¿Fue esto un avance para la religión Yoruba?
Well, the role that one day Abimbola play in Yoruba culture and religion is very important. He did a lot of research at the university and wrote many books out of research works. And I admire him because among his peers, he is not an hypocrisy. There's a lot of people like him, did research on Yoruba, and they do not want to touch Yoruba religion. But he can publicly declare himself as a traditionalist. I admire him.
Ahora, Chief, le pregunto, ¿y qué consejo le da a todas aquellas personas que hoy día se están acercando a la religión Yoruba, dentro y fuera de Nigeria?
My advice to anyone that engage in Yoruba traditional religion is to stay close with their culture, do many research, visit Africa, visit to Nigeria, to see things for themselves, to know the true from untrue. That is my advice.
Ahora le pregunto, existe un lazo muy fuerte entre el tradicionalismo yoruba y la religión afrocubana o afrodescendiente. ¿Podemos seguir cohabitando ambas?
We can still live together, but the Afro-Cuban people need to respect the homeland where the religion comes from. You cannot just say you know more Christian than Pope. One cannot just say they are more Muslim than Arab. So they need to respect Africa. They need to visit Africa, study in Africa where the religion came from to make authentic religion.
Los practicantes de la religión afrocubana defienden fuertemente sus tradiciones por el hecho de que fueron grandes talentos del África la que lo construyeron. Entonces la pregunta es, ¿por qué esa pelea?
Unless people are deceiving themselves, there's no one who will say the African traditional religion does not come from African land. That is a false. That is untrue. So anyone can say whatever they like, but what we know is that the respect need to make to the homeland where the religion comes from.
Y por último, Chifi, ¿cómo ve el trabajo que se está haciendo en México, el trabajo que se está haciendo en Estados Unidos, lo que se está haciendo en Venezuela con respecto a la religión Yoruba?
I've never been to Venezuela, but I had some people, I have some godchildren who came to visit me in Nigeria. And I've been to Mexico now, and I'm very happy and we can still do more in terms of research, in terms of helping ourselves, in terms of put things to the right way. So I hope the future is going to be better.
Pues Chief, le quiero agradecer infinitamente que nos haya regalado esta entrevista para Soy Yoruba TV y esperamos contar con su presencia, con su conocimiento y con sus luces en otras próximas ocasiones.
I thank you very much too. Thank you.
Al final podemos decir que el Babalawo Ifayemi Elebuibon, quien es el Aragba de la tierra de Osogbo, es un hombre controvertido, un hombre carismático, un hombre admirado, un hombre criticado, pero difícilmente ignorado. Mi nombre es Ricardo Ochoa y estamos en Soy Yoruba.